So we did it. Not only did we persevere the past Tuesday until now, but however long it's been. So why don't we just take a minute and, there's obviously this collective, this collective letting go, but allow yourself is on an individual level to let go. And if that means that you're not seated and you stand up and you kind of shake it out or dance or just feel the energy in your body and really just let it go. Let that energy go. The release, let the release go. Why don't you give yourself a big thank you and a hug for persevering through the past however many years. And whatever the sensations might be, the emotions that you had. I took some stuff to Michael's a few weeks ago to frame, and one was a picture that I had gotten in Colorado Springs, and it said "Truth Matters," and it had a heart on it. And it was from these mothers against hate, and they would do these picture or kind of just artistic things and leave them at a local bookstore. And behind that was something that I printed off from one of the maybe moveon.org or something. And it said, "No Muslim ban, no border wall, our cities stand firm." And I thought, wow, what a little time capsule of where we've been, And so let's just be in the release, not thinking about what's ahead or the litigation, just in this moment, just let ourselves celebrate. Let ourselves be. Just breathing in and out. Maybe breathing in the gratitude. And exhale, letting go the anxiety and tension that maybe we didn't even know was there within our being at a cellular level. Breathing in the hope and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And now let's just rise up. Literally, figuratively, however that might be today. Let's come to our feet and come to our extended mountain pose. So we have our mountain pose, which is our feet together, right? But extended mountain pose is when our feet are wide. And the thing that I like to focus on with our extended mountain pose is the mountain. It's a mountain pose, but it's extended. So how do we have that groundedness that we have in a mountain pose with the feet closer together when our energy is extended out a little bit further apart? So find that groundedness. Let's inhale, reach our arms out as if we were just gonna hug each one of us in this room. And let's bend the knees slightly. With that right hand, just reach over to the left shin, and then we're gonna come up. Yeah, and then we'll go, exhale, inhale up. Cross the body again, out, inhale up. Cross over, and just on your own, just exhaling to fold, inhaling to rise. I'm feeling this throughout the extremities, the fingertips, the toes, the legs, back bending. Maybe the breath becomes smoother. If it starts to feel a little jagged, then slow down and rise up and just extend. Let's go one more time to each leg. And then extend out the arms at the top. Nice. Bring our hands above the head. Interlace the fingers, and as if we had the whole world in our arms. This is our globe. Be like Atlas with the world on his shoulders, but not quite so heavy or dramatic. Whole world. Filling our space with love and gratitude and peace. Drop the shoulders down. Breathe in. Let's exhale, bend the knees and step the feet together, coming into chair. So sit down in your chair, guys. Exhale, maybe the shoulders are getting tired, so we'll breathe in. Exhale, keep the arms like globe above the head. Tuck the pelvis. And now exhale, fold it forward. The hands come to the ground. Let it all hang out. And then we'll breathe in. Exhale, step the left foot back. Let's lower that left knee down. Let's rise up. Again, hold that globe above the head. Extending peace to all of our hearts. Knowing that there's a lot of different reactions right now to the news. So we're going to create space for peace and love, but also give ourselves what we need right now. Let's breathe in. Exhale, hinge forward. Draw the belly button to spine. Reach forward with that globe and then extend the hands out. Maybe the arms are getting tired. Reach the fingers forward. Breathe in. Now exhale, reach the hands to the ground or maybe to your blocks. And now with as much grace as we can, curl the toes under, lift the knee. And then maybe you bring that left foot forward and let's rise up to our full crescent lunge. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale, arms come out to the side and twist over towards that bent leg. Option here to just extend through the fingertips. Or maybe we want to do that twist we've been doing recently a lot. The right hand to the left leg, reaching up to the sky. Breathe in. And now let's exhale, bring the arms back out like a T. Now bring the left hand towards that block. If you had blocks outside the foot, or bring the left hand to the leg and the right arm reaches up. Nice job. Inhale. And exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale, let's bring the hand to the block, the right hand down so the foot is framed. And again, if you don't have your block, just bring it to the earth. Let's lower that left knee down, bring the right knee back, and now walk the hands forward, far, 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 coming into puppy pose, Anahatasana. Exhale. So the sits bones, the hips are over the knees, but energetically reach those sits bones back. So you're just pushing through the sits bones as the hands press into the floor. And I described it earlier today, like imagine your back is taffy. And you're just kind of stretching. So feel those hip bones or the sits bones energetically reaching back as the hands reach forward, creating space in the spine and the back body. Breathe in. Now exhale to drag our hands underneath our shoulders. And bring the right hand underneath the heart. Maybe bring the knees a little bit wider. Reach the left hand to the sky. And let's thread the needle behind, the left hand behind the right. The left side of the head coming down. Maybe the right hand reaches towards the top of the mat. And we can rest in a gentle twist. Guys, our twists help us digest experiences. So just helping us digest, maybe from any point on the timeline in our life. Just sending that energy behind us, before us, and right here into the present moment. Breathe in. Now exhale, let's begin to bring that left hand out from under, then place it under the shoulder. Maybe that right hand draws under the shoulder. Now let's find the knees underneath the hips. Drop the belly, lift the chest. Let's find our cow. And then exhale, round for cat, chin to the chest. Then inhale, drop the belly, cow. Exhale, round, cat. Let's do this a couple more times, moving with the breath. Maybe letting out a laugh. Or a woohoo, or whatever might come up as we move our tissues. Now from here, let's bring our back to neutral. Step the right foot forward. Now the left knee is down. And then we'll rise up. Maybe finding a low lunge. You bring the left or the block towards the inside of that right foot, left hand on the block, and reach the right arm up. Our side body twist, inhale. Exhale. And now bring the right hand down with our hands framing the foot. Let's curl the toes under and then gracefully try to lift up again. So we're lifting up and then we'll lift to the sky. Inhale. Now exhale, bring that hand behind us, the opposite arm reaching up. And I think I said the wrong foot forward and back. So if you weren't already on the opposite side, find the opposite side, the other leg. I did the right leg twice there. So I'm going to switch. Opposite arm on the thigh, breathing in and out. Inhale. Now exhale, arms out like a T, reaching through fingertips. And then exhale, bring the hands forward. And from here, bring the hands above the head. Exhale, press through the ball of that right foot. The left knee, maybe over the left ankle, or maybe it's a little bit past. And then we'll reach forward, hinging at the waist to frame the foot. Now lower that right knee down, bring the left knee back. We're gonna find our child or our tabletop again, but here in tabletop, let's wiggle the hips side to side. So instead of cat-cow, we're gonna bring the hips to the right and to the left, and just move those hips. And now let's find the back a little neutral. That left hand comes underneath the heart. Maybe bring the knees out a little bit wider. The right arm comes up to sky. Yep, and then thread that needle through. The right hand behind the left. The right shoulder coming to the ground, left arm coming forward. And exhale. Maybe the forehead is on the ground, or maybe if you'd like to have the side of the head on the ground, but just be aware of how the neck feels. And let it go. And breathe it in, whatever you need. Now let's exhale. Begin to bring the right arm through as we drag the left arm kind of underneath the chest, underneath the shoulder, and reach the right arm up. Yeah, now bring the right arm back down. Walk the hands in front. We're going to find Adho Mukha Svanasana. So curl the toes under, send those sits bones to the sky, reaching the heels towards the ground. Maybe walk the feet a little closer than we might normally have the feet, finding our upside down V. Let's be here for 5 breaths. Maybe shaking the head or nodding the head. Just letting the head dangle, maybe side to side. Maybe we make some circles with the head. And now from here, with our feet grounded, our hands grounded, let's just kind of move the hips over to the left. So we just kind of lean and then lean the hips over to the right. So the feet stay in the middle, but the hips are leaning. And just do that a couple times. Maybe bending. As you lean over to the right, you bend that left leg. As you lean to the left, you bend the right. Just going side to side. Noticing how that feels on the shoulders, on the arms. One more time to each side. And now glance up at the hands. Now let's kind of tiptoe our feet forward. That's the word, tiptoe. Walking the feet towards the hands, bending the elbows. Maybe as you go, maybe you come onto the fingertips. Draw the belly button to spine. And then ground the feet, bend the knees. Exhale, rise up nice and slow. We've been in that downward facing dog for a while, so let's not pass out as we roll up nice and slow. Then hands come to the heart. Roll the shoulders up and back. The heart beams forward. Ground the feet. Allow for the release. Allow for any emotions to be here. Let's feel into this present moment with the breath. So breathing in. Breathing down through the soles of the feet. And one more breath. Now exhale, ground into the left foot, step the right foot back. We're gonna pivot that right heel down, right toes towards the long edge, and now pivot the left toes towards the long edge. So here we are in our extended mountain pose. Let's drop our hands to the side. So our palms are on the sides of the legs. Now pivot the left foot forward, and then bring the arms out. So starting from our extended mountain pose into triangle, so grounding through the right foot. Feel the left leg, maybe you need to bend it a little bit as we reach the left arm forward, and then hinge at the waist. As we reach the right arm to sky, and the right arm to the side body. And let's breathe here. The triangle, kind of a symbol of the Trinity, and that Trinity being transformation or destruction that leads to creation that is sustained. So we have our creation, our sustenance or preservation, and then transformation. Knowing that they're not always in that order, right? Let's breathe in. Let's exhale to bring the left arm underneath that left ear. Reach the right arm back or up if it was on the hip. And then exhale, arms reach up as we bring those hips underneath the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Reach through the fingertips. Exhale, pivot the left foot, so we're in our extended mountain pose again. So we can be grounded, but still be full of energy and excitement that spreads out through the fingers, down through the toes. Let's inhale, send the energy up through the head, inhale. Our exhale, pivot the right foot towards the short edge, and then let those arms come out to the side again. Breathe in. Nice. Now exhale, reach the right hand across the foot, reaching past that short edge of the mat, and then hinge. So the right hand maybe hovers on the inside of that right leg. Some people let it rest on the calf or the shin, and then left arm reaches up. And again, just maybe basking in this truth of the transformation, the power of creation, the power of preserving. Sometimes preserving feels less like preserving and more enduring. And sometimes transformation feels more like destruction. And that's the experience of being human. Let's let that right hand come down if it was lifted. And now bring the shoulders over the hips. Good. Exhale, hands come to the hips. Pivot the right foot towards the corner of the mat, kind of towards so the toes at an angle. And then the left foot pivots out, so the toes are towards that corner. Maybe you need to bring the heels in a little closer as we bend the knees, and those knees come out kind of towards the pinky edge of the foot, and we can sit down in our goddess squat. And then any variation with the arms. Notice where the prana, yeah, nice, where the prana sends the energy. Maybe it's this cactus or straight out or resting. Roll the shoulders back, bring the energy inward. And maybe we lift the right heel off the ground, and then lower the right heel down. Lower the left heel off the ground, lower it down. You can keep your feet flat, or you can continue to lift one heel at a time. Or maybe you lift both, and you lower. Maybe you just sit in stillness. Let's be with the breath. And next time both heels are on the ground, straighten those legs. Nice. Any variation with the arms, you got it. Now pivot the toes towards the long edge, and let's just go over to the right, dropping into a side lunge, our skandasana. Any variation with the arms, maybe the hands are down on the earth to help us ground, maybe at our heart space, maybe on the hips. Let's exhale to float through the middle and over to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, float through. At the bottom of the exhale, we land, and then we breathe in again. We exhale through the middle. Land at the bottom of the exhale. Breathe in at the bottom. And let's exhale over to the right again, or the other side, wherever you're at. Breathe in. Exhale over to the left. Now deep breath in. And our exhale sends us just to the middle. Now let the hands come down to the ground and let the head hang. Maybe the hands come to the ankles, or if you want, you can bring the hands behind you, kind of all the way through. So instead of the heart space, sweep them kind of in the middle, but behind the heels, and shift the weight into the balls of the feet. Breathing in and out. Exhale. One more breath in. Now exhale, bending the knees, sweeping the hands forward and rising all the way to stand. Let the heart sink, let the lungs settle, the ribs float down and the arms float down to the side. Nice. And now let's heel toe our feet in. You can either face the long edge or you want to face the short edge, whatever way works for you. Let's roll our shoulders back, ground the left foot, and pick that right knee up. And then cross that leg across the right. Now sometimes it's nice to have a block on the other side of the foot, because that way you can rest the toe on the block. And that gives a little more stability. So there's an option for our eagle legs. Or maybe you have the foot behind the calf, and it all just depends on kind of the rotation of the hips that's accessible based on what our mom and dad gave us. So maybe the foot's on a block or it's just beside the leg. Let's bring our arms out in front, right arm underneath, left arm on top, and then find either palms together or back of the hands together. It's our eagle pose, Garudasana. And lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders. Maybe the shoulders are a little more active if we do that. Or maybe we do a little elbow to top of the thigh. Draw that belly button to spine and around. Deep breath in. If you're not lifted, lift up out of the elbow to thigh. Bring the elbows up in line with the shoulders. And then spread those wings, the arms up to the heavens. We still got our eagle legs. But then we're gonna lift that leg up and then kick it out like a little can. Woohoo! And say yes, send the leg out and back. And then bring the hands to the hips and bring that leg down. And then shake it out, that left leg that was so strong. Yeah, feels so good. We've been wound up all week, and then we can just let it go. Anything you need to shake out that leg. Let the breath go, shake the arms out, shake the feet out, maybe reaching high, doing some side stretches. And then move that block to the other side of the foot, just in case we need it, just in case you want a little support. Okay, let's ground into that right foot. Feeling us right here in this moment. And we're here together to celebrate and share. Cross the left leg over. Maybe it's on footrest on the block or behind the calf. Sit down as deep or as shallow as you want. The arms come forward and the left arm under, the right arm on top. And then find your eagle arms. Maybe the arms, the elbows are lifted high. Maybe you scrunch down. Just noticing, maybe if you scrunch the elbows to the knees, you feel a little stretch on the outer glute. Or if you're lifted high, you might notice the activation in maybe the back of that right leg. Just a reminder that it's not what it looks like. The poses aren't about aesthetics. It's about the awareness that they give us about our own physical, emotional, and spiritual being at this time. One more breath wherever you're at. And then lift the elbows up to the shoulder level. On an exhale, allow that release, bring the arms out. Now unwrap that leg. Let's do a little can-can. Kicking the leg out. Our right leg is still strong and maybe tired, so bring that left leg down. And maybe we can-can to the other side. Shake it out. And then let it go. Side to side. Any movements that feel really good, that intuitive movement, those issues that we have in our tissues, inviting them to release. And now let's turn and face the front of the mat. If that feels good, reach your hands to the sky. And these are called Sufi breaths. We just bend the knees and then we just fall forward and swing up. Exhale though. Rise up. Do that as many times as you need. And then whenever you're ready, let's meet in our standing, our mountain pose. Just feet closer together. At the front of our mat, maybe. In our mountain pose, bringing hands to the heart space. Maybe thumb knuckles to the chest. Maybe we open the eyes nice and wide. Without moving the head, move the eyes towards the ceiling. And then move the eyes down and look at the ground. And move those eyes up. And then down. And now back, eyes look straight in front. And move the eyes without moving the head. Eyes go over to the right. And over to the left. Over to the right. Over to the left. Now back to the middle. Close the eyes, let those eyelashes rest one on top of another. Let the breath go. Float the hands up to the sky. Yes, and exhale, fold those hands forward. And then let's step the feet back, coming into downward facing dog. Sits bones reach for the sky. Exhale, let the breath go. And now let's lower down on our knees, our chest and our chin, the elbows bend, pointing back towards the sky. And then let's inhale, coming into baby cobra. So the front of the body on the earth, the hands hover, elbows point back. Let the heart just kind of peek over the front of the mat. Now exhale, lower everything down, rise. So front the hands, really rest on top of each other, the forehead on top of the hand. Just let it go. Breathe in. Now exhale, lifting the forehead off the hands, bring those hands underneath the shoulders. Now let's press up, finding cobra pose, elbows are bent. Maybe you bring the hands mat distance apart, maybe they're narrower. But feeling how the shoulders are, wherever the hands are. Now let's lower down, press the hands into the earth, bending the elbows. The heart lowers, down, down, down. Now engaging the back. Let's lift the heart, lift the chest. And now pause. And now press the hands down, and with the arms, the chest presses up, but the back body is still engaged. Hands are strong. Shoulders are down as if you had a backpack on your back. Now let's exhale, lower down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press up and back. Find our puppy pose so the hips are over the knees. Now walk the hands towards the front of the mat and the heart melts down. The forehead maybe comes to the ground. Heart melting pose, also known as puppy pose. Deep breath in. Exhale. Breath in through the nose. Exhale. Now inhale, glance up at the hands. Lower the forearms down, the elbows down, the palms are down. Shifting forward, stack those shoulders over the elbows, and then bring the top of the legs to the ground. So the elbows are maybe under the shoulders. You can bring the palms together, like in prayer on the mat, or they can be apart. Wherever your hands are, find what's comfortable, and then pull those hips, energetically pull the hips towards the elbows and the elbows towards the hips. And maybe feel those shoulder heads moving back. And the heart beams past the front of the mat. The gaze is towards the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Now let's exhale, lower down the stomach, the bottom of the ribs come forward. Now reach the right hand up off the front of the mat. Bring the left hand underneath the right arm and then rest the chest down. It doesn't have to come all the way to the ground. Some of us have stuff in the way of that. And so just let the head rest, but the right arm is in front and the left arm is across. So the arms maybe look like a plus sign from a bird's eye view. Breathe in. Now breathe out to bring that left arm out from under. The left fingertips face the short edge of the mat now. Now just drag that right arm so the fingertips face the front of the mat. And now let's lift up back to our Sphinx, Shalanga Bhujangasana. Palms can be down or in prayer. And exhale. Breathe in. Now exhale, lower down the chest, the tops or the bottoms of the ribs kind of come into the ground. Let that left arm reach it forward. Now the right arm slip it underneath the left arm. And then we can let the head to chin go towards the chest. And again, maybe you don't come all the way down to the mat with the head or the arm. And that's okay. You can stay on the right elbow or keep the chest lifted. Maybe just noticing the opening in the right shoulder with the arms out like a plus sign. Left arm forward, right arm across. Breathe in. Exhale, drag that left hand back, press the hand down, bring the right arm through. And now let's bring the arms long in front of the mat. So just stretch those arms out as long as you can. Rest the chest, the head on the ground so you're flat and reverse Shavasana. Breathe in. Exhale, sigh. Inhale. Now let's exhale. Bring those hands back under the shoulders. So press up and back, finding puppy pose again or child's pose. Now just notice how this puppy pose feels after those slight little back bends. Let the breath go. Melting the heart, forehead can come to the ground, elbows, forearms maybe rest. Deep breath in. Now exhale, let the breath go. Let's bring our hands underneath the shoulders and finding our tabletop. Let's move through some cat-cows. This low back getting a lot of attention today with our little Sphinx poses and now our cat-cow. Sometimes fear and worry and anxiety hang out in that low back area. So as we bring some physical awareness, we can let any of that might have been trapped in there, just let it go. So just moving through your cat-cows. Your own pace. Now finding a neutral spine. And in that neutral spine, maybe bring the left ear to the left shoulder and the right ear to the right shoulder, just back and forth. And now let's come up to a seated position. So bring the legs out in front. Sits bones come down. And the legs go nice and far in front. Nice job. And with our legs in front, let's bend that right leg and then lifting the right leg up. The foot kind of comes over the left thigh. So we can either hold the left foot in the left hand and the right knee in the right hand. And then we're just going to kind of move back and forth, moving the hips. Now the other thing we can do, if depending on the length of your arms and just the proportion of arms and legs, you can bring the right foot into the left elbow crease and the right knee into the right elbow crease. And you can rock side to side like that. Opening up our hips. We also store emotions in our hips, so we're just going to bring some awareness there. Cradle that baby. And one thing that's also nice, keeping that left hand on the shin or the foot in the crease, bring the hand behind you or to the side and really rock to one side and maybe over. And you can massage the glutes. And then kind of any direction that might target any areas that might be stiff or tight. You might lose your balance and fall over. Done that a million times. And one more little knead on those buttermilk biscuits. And bring the knee, or bring that sits bones back down. Let go of that foot really carefully and extend that leg out. And then we'll just thunder thigh it out. So kind of slap the legs on the ground. Maybe you bring the feet to the ground, slap the feet out, curl the toes. And then we'll move on to that cradle the baby on the other side so the right leg is long. Bend the left knee and then either hold on to the shin with that right hand or the left knee with the left. Any way that kind of gets the leg, the hip kind of rotated, whatever feels best for your body. And then cradle the baby and lean back, lean forward. Again, these are just kind of intuitive movements today. Kind of let us intuit what we need. Maybe closing the eye. Bringing that left hand behind us or to the side at any time. Maybe you've already done that. Massaging out those glutes. Now let's bring the sits bone and the knee kind of back to the middle. Let that left hand support that leg so we can bring that foot back to the ground, knee to the center, send the legs out. Excuse me. Let's thunder thigh it out. And now tap the feet on the ground. The feet represent the past, so we can let go. Now from there, let's send our legs out. We're just gonna rub along the tops of the thighs, maybe the calves, and maybe rubbing along the outside of the knees, the inside of the knees, around the kneecap. Those knees are what allow us to move forward. So sending this attention of moving forward as we just massage around the kneecap. And then from there, keeping the legs out long, setting up those sits bones. Let's reach the arms to the sky. Let's hinge forward. When we start to feel a sensation, maybe in the back or maybe the back of the legs, pause. Let's reach to the right, let the right hand come to the ground, and that left hand comes to that right leg, and then look over that left shoulder. And one breath in. Now exhale, bring the gaze back towards the right foot, kind of towards the legs. Let the left hand go over to the right, the left hand towards the left leg. Now bring the right hand to the right leg. So now our heart's a little more forward, less of a twist. Roll the shoulders back over the hips. So sitting up tall, shoulders roll up, back and down, arms come up. And then let's hinge it straight forward this time. No twisting, arms just reaching for the feet. When you start to feel a sensation, pause and let the hands come down to the legs. But let's keep that head lifted rather than tucking the chin. The back be long. Inhale. And now exhale, rolling the shoulders back over the hips. Shoulders up, back and down. Oh, let out a breath. Inhale, the arms come up whenever you find your inhale. We're going to exhale, hinge at the waist. Stomach, chest hinging forward. And now kind of twist just a little bit towards that left leg. And that right hand comes down onto that left shin. Left hand comes down on the outside of that left leg towards the floor. And then glance over the right shoulder. Exhale. Close the eyes. Exhale, bring the neck back to neutral. So it kind of looks towards the big toes. Let's bring that right hand towards the right shin, left hand towards the left shin, and then roll up. Shoulders over the hips. Now from here, ladies, let's just drag those heels and feet to the ground. We move those glutes towards the heels and roll down onto the back. Hug the knees into the chest. Oh, a little Apanasana. Reach the arms over the head. That feels good. And then if you have a block handy, find a block. Maybe you drag it over with your feet like I just did. Let's bring the soles of the feet to the ground, or the whole foot to the ground. And now press up, lifting the hips, and slide that block underneath the sacrum. And then with that block underneath the sacrum, rest the low back, that sacrum part on the block. And let's rest in a supported bridge. Maybe the shoulder blades are on the ground. And sigh. What a day. We made it, you guys. Let's melt into the support, not just of this block, but the collective support that we have with so many within this room and beyond the walls of this room. Filling our heart with solidarity. Just releasing and letting go. whenever you're ready, press those feet into the ground just to lift the hips enough to remove the block, and then come down to your shavasana. Maybe you want to keep that block where it is and come into somewhat of a supported kind of shoulder stand and bring those legs up to the sky. So just feeling into your energy, feeling into this moment, just kind of let the body guide, not the mind, just let the body direct where you go next. You're welcome to stay exactly where you are. You want to close class in a seat. Maybe roll over to one side. Lie on your side. A lot of times in yoga we call this the fetal position. So just imagining this rebirth, being reborn after our practice today, just like we are on many levels after each practice. Just feeling the newness, highlighting the newness right now. Just breathing in and out. Finding your seat whenever you're ready. Maybe bringing hands to prayer. Corners of the mouth reach for the heavens. Maybe the heart does a little can dance within. Allow yourself to feel the glee and the joy, the peace, and anything else that might be with you today. Let's exhale and inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.